Hey there, welcome back. We have a special guest today, Augie. It is so great to have you on here. I am so excited to talk to you because you are the video expert and you are going to be dropping so many cool things for our listeners. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited. Thanks for the introduction. And yeah, we just had a little chat before. That was fun. So I know this is going to be fun too.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I just try to keep it casual, right? I want it to
Yeah.
be like people are listening in. We're having coffee together, and they're just eavesdropping in on our conversation of how you got to where you are and all the really cool things that make you such a success. So, before we get into some of the things that we're going to be talking about, the types of video that all businesses should know how to create, I want to know a little bit about who is Augie Johnston. Now, you're the founder of VidChops, and talk to me like, how did all this come to be? Who are you?
Yeah. Well, like I said, thanks again for all the kind words again. Really do appreciate that. So I started on YouTube way back in the day, about 2009, 2010. So my story goes, I played college basketball at some small school. I really wanted to play in Europe, so I tried really hard to get over there and did. And when I was over there, I wasn't making a lot of money when I started, right? I just wanted to get my foot in the door. And I was like, I need to supplement my income. What am I doing? Where am I at? I'm in Germany. And I was like, well, let me look to the internet. I was pretty good on computers already from doing a lot of music and stuff in high school. I used computers. And so I, was also living in Germany where there was no TV in English. So I was watching a lot of YouTube and all the dots pretty much connected over there. I tried a million projects online to start little companies or to try to just develop value basically to sell. And in the end, it was making YouTube content. I could teach people how to play basketball because I had some time and I grew a YouTube audience, and throughout that whole process kind of learned the online business game and, got a lot of free inbound leads, 50,000, 100,000 inbound leads through the organic content. So yeah, sold 11 products. That was a fun learning experience. In the end, I realized this YouTube community and just the whole online world, people were developing a lot of videos. This is now like 2017. And the main issue that you would hear come up again and again, and I felt it myself, was video editing. And so from there, that's my recent project, which of 6 years now, is VidChops, where we tried to solve issues for YouTubers. And the main one being video editing, titles, thumbnails, tags, descriptions, kind of all the headaches that come up with being a YouTuber or even just in this whole digital world creating content, right? So anyways, that's my story. So that's what I do now. And I also try to help people as well grow on YouTube and just have used online video to grow this business.
I love that you did this because I'm one of those people that I hate editing video. I just, listen, we all have businesses and we got into our business because we wanted to do what we love. And then we find ourselves doing all the stuff that we don't love in order to promote our business. So having a company like yours that's like, wait a minute, I'm going to simplify this for you is just so important. So thank you for doing that. I love the way that it came to be too. It's very cool.
Yeah, I
Now you
appreciate that.
mentioned, yeah, no problem. You mentioned there's three different types of video that all business owners should know how to create. And before we go into this, I did watch your reel, and you talked about how those retention games that people play, like, well, listen to all three. If you stay till the end, this isn't one of those. I'm just going to preface that, but I laughed so hard when I watched your reel. I was like, oh, he totally nailed it. I think the same thing, but I never said that out loud.
Yeah, and these three video types, let me just say it was not in that regard. Here it's in this regard. Fundamentals, right? There's fundamentals in everything, any skill you want to acquire, right? Creating online videos, fundamentals are super important. You have to learn fundamentals. I still coach basketball, so I think about it like from a coach's perspective a lot. And so the reason it's three is because I love groups of three. I
Yeah.
can remember three things. And and it just so it happens to be that these are pretty much fundamentals in the digital marketing world. I think you would agree. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
well, I want to hear them. I hope I
Okay.
know what they are, but yeah, I want to hear them. What's the first one?
Yeah. So the first one is content. We already talked about it. Okay. So what kind of content are you creating? Obviously, I pitch YouTube content, shorts, verticals, but long form YouTube content as well. And that's kind of what I think is the best business model for organic video marketing. But you could also, be creating content on TikTok, or you could be, just be on Twitter, or you could just have a blog, right? We're talking about content. So business owners, entrepreneurs, you need to know how to make content. What are you doing? Are you doing blogs? I don't recommend it compared to video, right? And I think everyone could kind of probably agree that's not too hard to pitch. So get good at it, learn the fundamentals, lighting, audio, all that stuff, talking on camera. And that's organic content. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm gonna go through these fast. There's a lot to
Okay,
it.
all right. Go ahead.
Do you want to ask any questions on that one? Because we can go pretty deep on that.
I know we can. I know, but while you're talking, I'm like, oh boy, there's a lot of it. So organic content, okay, and you talked about that, just even getting on camera. A lot of people are still very uncomfortable on being on camera because let's face it, video is so important to have as part of your digital marketing strategy. It's your reach is better. There's more platforms that are coming out. I mean, you've got YouTube, even the YouTube Shorts, that competes with TikTok. You have Reels, right? So things have changed from 5, 10 years ago, and video is becoming part of. It has to be part of what you're doing. That being said, people are still afraid to go on camera. Do you have any tips for any of your clients that are like, I don't want to be on camera. Like, what do I do? How do I still create content and video without showing my face? Or how do I get over that fear?
Yeah, I think that fear, it's common. So I don't think anybody should feel, I don't know, insecure about that, because it's very common, I think. And me too, everybody. And, but I would just say, hey, make your videos look great. Okay. Get your good lighting, get your good audio, get yourself set up, and see how you feel. Because I think it's kind of like, if you feel professional in it, you'll be more confident. If everything doesn't look great to you in your opinion, then that might, I don't know, not motivate you as much, right? It's a little bit of motivation. So I guess there's a little bit of advice, but
Yeah.
it just takes practice. It's uncomfortable. Even for me, it's like this dark cloud over me when I know I have to make a video. Sometimes, like, these are fun. The podcasts and stuff are super fun, but I think everybody does kind of go through that. And I've heard a lot of content creators talk about it, and because it's not easy. So if you're not cut like that, then you're not going to make it, so you have to be kind of cut like that. And that's kind of just the truth.
I agree. It's kind of funny you're saying that because I'm like, okay, I'm doing these podcasts today and I'm interviewing people. And of course, we record it for the video content. So days like this are perfect for me to create additional pieces of video content that I can just drip whenever, right? Put into the strategy. And can I tell you that I've had time to do it up to this podcast interview with you, and I've not done it because it's like, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to talk about this time? And so then I end up putting it on the back burner until then. It's like, okay, you have to get it done, so just do it. And then I'm like,
Posting part is the posting part the part you're kind of stuck at?
No, it's just like when you like are just going on and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to create some basic content, right? Just give some valuable information or even whatever's happening with a client, questions that I might get, right? I'm just going to answer it, then I can just repost it whenever.
Got you.
I know what to do. It's just actually doing it, just turning the camera on and doing it. I wait until the last possible minute.
Let me just tell you, you are speaking my language, and I can relate to that. And it's a really kind of weird place in me because I did abandon a 200,000 subscriber YouTube channel, and I've tried really hard to get back into the organic game, and it's been harder for me it's the same thing. It's this block, and yeah, and I'm doing better now, but I have systems in place, and I do love, like you said, podcast content as organic content because,
Right.
you can really repurpose it, like you said, and create a lot of great shorts. And I do that. So it's a great strategy, and it's an easier way to make content. So I am able to release, on a weekly basis doing that. So yeah.
Okay, that's super cool, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one. It was great hearing that you deal with that as well. So,
Like I said, everybody feels it. When you have to
I
make a
know
video, you got this, and then you make it, and then you still have this burden. So it's YouTube burnout. That's why you need help. You can't just do it all. You have to do it all yourself. It's really challenging. Yeah.
it is. It is. So, what's the second fundamental?
Yeah. Okay. So the second one is video sales letters. So everyone knows on your website, when you're selling a product, if you have a video there, it's going to increase your conversion rate. So just not having the video, I think, yeah, there's probably some instances where you don't need a video and it's just you're selling a $300 product or however much it is, and there's no video. But 9 times out of 10, a video is going to help that page convert better. So if you're a founder, if you own a business, like I said, you're an entrepreneur, you're in year 1 through 7, let's just say, and you are going to be the one that needs to create that video. It's not going to be, outsourced too much, unless you get bigger than that, unless you're big enough. But, I create my videos for VidChops, and I know how to create a VSL, and you got to know how to do it.
Tell me break it down for our listeners who or maybe heard you say a VSL or a video sales letter, and they're like, I still don't know what he means that you need it on your YouTube channel. Like, what is it exactly? Where do you find it?
Yeah. So when it comes to selling a product, the best practice is to have a sales page. This is not just a typical website. It has sales copy on it. It could be long form, like we're talking like thousands of words. And there's all kinds of guarantees and all kinds of bonuses, and you've all seen them, right? So back in the day, that's all that existed because video online wasn't around. So that turned into a video now. So now you can take that super long form copy and record a video, and pitch your product. And depending on how well you do that, it's going to depend on how many people land on that page and enter their card and buy your product. So it's super valuable, super important. But there's all kinds of different opinions and ways to test it and stuff. But so that's what it is. It goes on your website and it sells your product. Now it's very, to keep it simple, I would say, just like with any piece of content, we're talking any piece of content, again, even Twitter, blog posts, ads, content, you start with what? Hook. Okay. So that's a fundamental. Yeah. So there you go. Content, start with a hook. VSL, start with a hook. Who's watching the video? What would make them curious? That's the emotion you're going for to continue watching. And once they're watching, you're going to deliver their information in a way that doesn't make them bored and leave, that they need to know. And then you just, there's more to it too. You can talk more about the problems that these people are facing and how your solution solves it. You can take them through like a hero's journey, like imagine Mario going through the course to rescue the princess. That's them. You can talk them through that, or some case studies. And at the end, you call them to action, and that's your VSL.
I love it. Yeah. And it is really important to have that. A lot of people will just create a page or create a website or whatever, right? And there's no call to action. And this is kind of like your pitch, your call to action to say, buy from me, hire me, do whatever. Right? So you have to have that on there. Why invest the time if you're not going to do that and ask them for the sale?
Yeah, no, totally. I've created tons in my day, because when I had my basketball training YouTube channel back in the day, I launched 11 products. So I created a bunch for that. And I guess one for each product at least. And, to be honest, a lot of times I would take the easy way out and not go too in depth. And I would think I was a pro at that back then. Like we're talking about me and my blocks. Back then I was such a pro at not overthinking it and just getting it up and just taking it. And nowadays it's like the more you know, the more you try to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And you're a perfectionist. Oh man, that holds you back. Back in the day, I didn't care.
I'm feeling that.
my VSLs were, all right, my wife holding my camera, standing outside this Taco Bell. Her family's in there. It's day before Christmas. I got to launch a sale for a Christmas sale. I'm just like, what's up, guys? Augie Johnston here. I got a Christmas sale going down, or, it was so, and I would just put it up, and I know it works because it's good stuff. That's digital marketing. I had an email list, so I was marketing to my email list. So, yeah.
I think a lot of times, I'm going to replay it and quote whatever you said about like how it's just to keep it simple, right? We overcomplicate
Yeah.
things. The more we
Yeah.
know, then the more time we put into something trying to make it perfect. When most people don't want perfection, they just want to see who you are. They want the real you. They're not looking for that polished video sales letter or video that you put out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, I think you just get better and get more natural too. So, shouldn't have to overthink them. It should be the opposite.
Right. Yeah. How long should those be? Do you have an idea like of the time length to hold their attention without them saying this is too long?
Yeah, I would say, there's different opinions on this, but I would say like five. I'm more on the shorter end. I like 5 to 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I worked with an agency recently. They kind of helped me build this funnel out, a different funnel, a brand new one, and they recommended a 5-minute VSL. They said they tested it a bunch. And to me, that just feels natural. Now,
Yeah.
people can even create like webinars, right? That they'll take and kind of use as VSLs, and they're like an hour sometimes. And I guess the more or the higher your price point is, the longer the video might warrant, because somebody that is really interested in something that's multiple thousands of dollars would probably stick through an hour and a half to get all the details and make sure they know fully. But I think if it's under $1,000, I would keep it 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. That's a really good rule of thumb. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
What's the third one? The third fundamental.
Yeah. So the reason we're creating content is because we're trying to get attention, get eyeballs on our stuff, and call them to action to our products or services. We're a business, right? So we need more eyeballs. So we're going to use paid ads. So you could have as low of a budget as $300 a month. That is $10 a day. That'll start getting traffic that you didn't have before to your offer. So you need to create a video ad. Okay, so there's the last ad. I used all these in my businesses. You got to hook them in the beginning. Okay, same stuff. You got to hook them. You got to give them the information to want to click, right? So your call to action is building curiosity around the click. Hey, we have this. This is what we're going to do. It's super affordable. I don't know what would make, oh, it's affordable. All that, and it's affordable. Click. So it just depends. But at the end, you're calling them, your call to action is have them to click to go over to your website to learn all about what you just talked about. You're not going to give them all the information in the ad because that's on the VSL, but you
Right.
are going to talk about the main things that make someone say, wow, that sounds great. I'm curious about that. And you're thinking about your avatar, your dream customer. And then you get them to click and go to your website.
Where do you run these ads? Are these YouTube ads, Google ads, Facebook? Like,
Yep, you nailed it right there. Yep. So through the Google platform, you can run, because they own YouTube, you can run YouTube ads, right? Which is great. We do that. And then Facebook ads. Great. We've done a lot of those at VidChops. I did them for my basketball business as well. And I run a camp in the summer, and I run some club teams. Local ads are, I think, low-hanging fruit. So if you have a local business, you might want to try that $300 budget, and tell them to book a call with you or something that you can really get hands-on with them and get them as a customer. They're local to you. You can really target them and build that lead, and then, sell them. So I think that's good, but you can scale those ads all the way up too. And people spend a lot on their ads when they have a profitable offer and scale their business.
if you had to pick one place to run an ad, like one platform, which one would you pick and why?
YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured you'd say that. Why though?
I think because you can target them in ways that Facebook you really can't as much, because Facebook is not a search engine and YouTube is. So, and I just feel like the viewers on YouTube, it sounds so weird to say, but I feel just because I guess because I've done so much organic there too, that I feel like they're higher quality. And I know we are willing to pay more for clicks, from YouTube. So yeah, that's my platform. Come on now.
I get it. It's funny because my husband hates social media, hates it, right? But every night he's sitting there scrolling YouTube. I'm like, that's social media, right? He's like, it's YouTube. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it is different. It's a different beast.
Yeah, and everybody loves YouTube. I feel like it's crazy. It's like the only one I think that you can ask a 15-year-old what your favorite app on your phone is, and they'll say YouTube. And I've asked one, and they said that before, and I was like, wow, that was a little bit ago. But
Yeah.
and then I could ask my mom the same thing, and she would probably say YouTube. And she's doing the same thing as, I guess, did you say your dad or your
My
husband?
husband.
Your husband, yeah, your husband. Yeah,
Yeah.
there it
Yeah.
is.
He likes it. I mean, he's on there. And it's true because he goes there. Well, he's always looking at downhill mountain biking stuff. Like that's originally from Montana and loves that. So he's watching all those crazy videos that way. I'm going to YouTube typically to learn something. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, like how do I fix this issue I'm dealing with, or So, but we all go there a number of times for a variety of reasons. It's not just the social aspect; it's the personal one
it's the
too, which
content.
I think,
It's the
yeah,
content. It's
it's the
crazy.
content. You're right.
Yeah, like on Facebook, you're there to scroll through your friends' content. If there's going to be some
Hmm.
ads in the way, you might get your attention. On YouTube, you're there to consume content. It almost, this kind of came to me right now. It's almost like when you go on Amazon. Like when you go on Amazon, you're kind of shopping. When you're on
Hmm.
YouTube, you're consuming. You're not really socializing. You're not looking for your friend's
Right.
YouTube video. It's a totally
Right.
different frame of mind, I guess. So yeah,
It really is. I know,
yeah,
and
crazy.
I don't think I put much thought into it until this conversation as well. I'm like, it is a different mindset. Like I go there to kind of decompress, right? Like just chill out or to learn something. But
It's the new
yeah,
TV. It's the new
it
TV.
really is. You're
It's
right.
just, it's just, that's all it is. It's the new TV. And everyone knew it back in the day when it first got going. Oh, this could be the next TV. Haha. There it is. I'm in my
Yeah,
living room
right.
watching it on my TV,
I right. Same.
60-minute podcast on my TV and just be chilling and just hanging out, and my wife just doing her thing. And yeah, YouTube, there it is.
Right. So let's talk just real quick about VidChops again. I know we kind of talked about it a little
Yeah.
bit in the beginning, but who is VidChops for?
Yeah. So anybody creating any kind of online content, like we don't do wedding videos, we don't do any of that. That's not online content, right? So but we specialize in YouTube, people trying to create YouTube channels and content creators on YouTube. We love to edit those long form videos. We'll even repurpose them into vertical shorter versions to post as
Mhm.
well. So yeah, and we have all the other things that content creators need, like titles, thumbnails, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, it's been a good journey with VidChops, a definitely different beast than I had before with my basketball training business. And but been cool to like go to Vid Summit and meet some of our clients, or just meet people that I like to learn from, learn all this, just like you do. We go on there and learn from some of the greats. And
Yeah,
just staying in the video creator game has been fun. Yeah.
very cool. You guys do white labeling too. I saw that. Can you share
Yeah.
a little bit about that? What is white labeling, and if somebody's looking for that, how you can help them out?
Yeah. White labeling is, our clients really love it because what it allows them to do, like, is to have clients under them and almost resell what we offer in the video editing kind of service part, and allows your clients then to log into a portal that's white labeled to you and your agency or your business, and then they can submit videos to our editors, and then you can just oversee the whole process and leave feedback yourself, and the clients as well can review their own videos, so that kind of doesn't make you the middleman as much. And yeah, if you're interested, anybody interested in that or anything that we offer, feel free to reach out. The website's there. You'll see how we operate. So yeah, thank you for letting me talk about it.
Absolutely. I think it's a really cool product. So I want to be able to share that with our audience. And you can find all the links in the show notes. So feel free to reach out to Augie and ask questions if you have additional questions. Augie, I want to thank you so much for being on here. I've got one quick question. Favorite YouTuber, and you can't say you.
Yeah, I won't even consider myself a YouTuber anymore. We do put stuff out. Okay, that's a tough one. That is a really tough one, but that's such a good question. I'm gonna come up with one right now. This is gonna be
I didn't, in all fairness, I didn't tell him that I was going to give him
nah.
like a quick fire
I thought about
question.
this a few times.
Did you? So I really am putting him on the spot.
No, you're not. Oh man, that's hard. I'm gonna go with Jose Zuniga. Jose
Okay.
Zuniga is men's fashion, and he's just come a long way, and now he's just such a smart businessman. And if you want to learn about how to start businesses through your YouTube channel and audience, check out Jose Zuniga. Like I said, he's in this men's fashion world, and he launched a basic tee brand, not just a company selling merch. I think it's called like Essentials Tee. There's very basic clothing line. So yeah.
I'm going to have to check him out. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you again for being on. This was great. I appreciate you coming and spending your time with us today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.